Hello, my name is Shannon Peterman. Welcome to the Information Literacy Series. This is the first lesson in the series, and we will be discussing the importance of evaluating information sources. Not all information is created equal. It is important to consider when you may need authoritative sources and when it is less important. If you're making a medical decision that affects your health, you want to make sure you have information that is based on scientific evidence. If you're choosing where to go on vacation, an opinion-based blog may suit your needs. It is each individual's responsibility to think critically about the information they take in. This can feel overwhelming when there is such an immense amount of information available. Nevertheless, it is critical for us as individuals and society as a whole for us to make important decisions based on credible information. There are several methods you can utilize to make determining a resource's credibility a more manageable task. The method I'm going to teach you today is the CRAP test. CRAP is an acronym for Currency, Relevance, Authority, Accuracy, and Purpose. This is my favorite method to use, and not just because it's a fun pun. Currency is the timeliness of the information. The importance of currency will depend on your information need. It is not as necessary for history research to be current, while technology research would need to be up to date. The following questions will help you decide the currency of information you are evaluating. When was the information published? Has the information been revised or updated? Is the information current or out of date for your topic? Are the links functional? Answering these questions will help you decide if the information is worth your consideration. Relevance is the importance of the information for your needs. The following questions will help you decide the relevance of the information you are evaluating. Does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? Who is the intended audience? Meaning, was this written for the general public or scientists in a particular field? Is the information at the appropriate level? Meaning, is it written for young adults, or children? Have you looked at a variety of sources before determining this is one you will use? Will you be comfortable using this source for a research paper? Answering these questions will help you decide if the information is worth your consideration. Authority is the source of the information. The following questions will help you decide the authority of the information you are evaluating. Who is the author, publisher, source, or sponsor? It is very important to know who the author is because it can help you determine the validity of the information. If you are reading something about the coronavirus, for example, and the author does not have a background in science or the healthcare field, the information is likely not credible. The next questions will help you evaluate the author. Are the author's credentials or organizational affiliations given? What are the author's credentials or organizational affiliations? What are the author's qualifications to write on the topic? For example, if the information is about government, does the author have a background in political science or public administration? The following are additional questions to ask yourself. Is there contact information, such as a publisher or email address? A lack of contact information raises a red flag. Lastly, does the URL reveal anything about the author or source? URLs can help you establish the reliability of a source. For example, .com is commercial, .edu is educational, .gov is U.S. government, .org is nonprofit organization, and .net is network. Answering these questions will help you decide if the information will add value to your research. Accuracy is the reliability, truthfulness, and correctness of the content. The following questions will help you decide the accuracy of the information you are evaluating. Where does the information come from? This question connects back to the authority of the information. Is the information supported by evidence? Meaning, does the author provide evidence to support their claim, or is it just an opinion? Has the information been reviewed? This could mean peer-reviewed, as in academic research, or has the information gone through an editor? Can you verify any of the information in another source or from personal knowledge? This is especially important because it can help you avoid believing misinformation. If the information cannot be backed up by other sources or your own personal knowledge, it is likely not credible. Does the language or tone seem biased and free of emotion? This question reminds me that words are important. What type of words is the author using? Do they sound hostile or one-sided? Credible information should be rational and free from bias. Now, I know every human has bias, which means authors are no exception, but there should be as little bias as possible. Also, going back to authority, knowing who the author is will help you know what their bias may be. Lastly, are there spelling, grammar, or other typographical errors? This can be a sign of a work that is not reviewed, which leans towards not being credible. Answering these questions will help you decide if the information is accurate and will be beneficial to your research. Purpose is the reason the information exists. The following questions will help you decide the purpose of the information you are evaluating. What is the purpose of the information? To inform, teach, sell, entertain, persuade? Do the authors or sponsors make their intentions or purpose clear? For example, do they let you know they're selling you a product? Is the information fact, opinion, or propaganda? For example, you don't want to use a brochure for a new medication as the only source to evaluate whether or not to use it. In this circumstance, it would be important to gather additional information that critically evaluates the medication. Does the point of view appear objective and impartial? Are there political, ideological, cultural, religious, institutional, or personal bias? This again relates back to knowing who the author or source is. If the information is coming from a church, it will have a religious bias, and because of this, it may or may not suit your needs. This is why it is so important to know who the author or source is, so you can determine what their view on a specific topic may be. Answering these questions will help you decide if the information should be considered or if it's not the type the information you're looking for. This concludes the mini lesson on evaluating information sources. I hope you now have a better understanding of the importance of evaluating information sources and how to use the CRAP test to determine the currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose of the information. Now you can say goodbye to crappy sources and find credible information. Let's take the time now to test your newly gained knowledge of evaluating information sources. In the comments section below, there is a link to a Google Forms quiz that goes over this lesson's information.